I have late-stage stomach cancer, yet the doctor just tells me to go grab a burger. My parents tell me not to bother calling them either, saying a little illness never killed anyone. But only I know I have 3 months left to live. Walking out of the hospital alone, I can't help thinking back on the past 19 years. My parents have always favored my younger sister, and they always told me the same thing. You're the older one, be sensible, always give in to your sister. To the outside world, I've always been the perfect kid everyone praised, but in their eyes, I've only ever been the disobedient older brother. And even after I suddenly collapsed this time, they still insisted on going to my sister Lily's parent-teacher meeting, and all they tossed at me was one cold line. Come straight home after the checkup. Every time I think about it, I can't hold my tears back. Just then, someone slams into me from the front, sending his things scattering all over the ground. I instinctively apologize, but when I look up, I realize it's my old neighbor, Mr. Wallace. Ethan, are you blind when you walk? Look what you did. You broke everything. What kind of parents raised you? Mr. Wallace lays into me without asking a single question. Let me pay you back then. I pull out a few bills, and instantly his face lights up with a grin. He snatches the money and turns to leave, and as I watch his back, I suddenly think, why should a dying man like me still be so timid and submissive? It was clearly his fault. So without thinking, I call out and stop him. Then I walk right up to him, take the things straight out of his hands, and toss them into the trash can beside us. Mr. Wallace freezes. What the hell are you doing? I already paid you for them. Then all of it belongs to me now, and I can do whatever I want with it. Mr. Wallace just stands there dumbstruck, unable to react for a long moment. Then my tone shifts and I continue. Mr. Wallace, you're the one who walked into me, and yet you turned around and blamed me. Are you blind? His mouth falls wide open, but I don't bother with him anymore. I turn and walk away. When I get home, my parents and Lily are already at the dinner table. The moment I walk in, all three of them stare at me. I just mutter, I'm back, and head straight to my room. That's when my mom, Linda, barely holding back her anger, snaps. What kind of attitude is that? Then she keeps pressing me. Mr. Wallace called today and said you knocked him over, didn't apologize, and cursed him out on top of it. My dad, Richard, walks up to my door too, his face dark. Ethan, you need to understand, our family has never raised you this way. Making a mistake is fine as long as you own up to it. Now go call Mr. Wallace and apologize sincerely, you hear me? But I just answer flatly, no. Both of them freeze, unable to process it for a long moment. What kind of attitude is this? We're only saying this for your own good. Because of my words, they instantly turn furious, and a wave of discomfort washes over me too. Today was the day I picked up my medical report, yet from the moment I walked in, not one of them has asked a single word about my condition. Linda seems to sense something is off with me. Ethan, if you bump into someone, shouldn't you apologize? But Richard is still fuming. Why waste words on him? This family has no place for a rude little brat. If he doesn't apologize, he can stop calling us mom and dad from now on. Fine, I agree. I answer coldly, then lift my head and keep going. You gave me my life, so I should have called you mom and dad forever. But since you're the ones telling me not to, I'll never call you that again. Mom and dad freeze in place. What is going on? In the past, no matter what happened, I would rush to admit fault and apologize. Yet now I'm actually saying this. Richard's head throbs with rage, his body trembling violently, and Linda stares at me full of disappointment. Ethan, what on earth is wrong with you? I look back at them coldly. I went to pick up my medical report today, and neither of you said a single word, not one question about my condition. The two of them stiffen. How is your illness? A real man doesn't whine about being a little sick. Stop being so wishy-washy like a woman. Mom Linda's words are at least sincere, just too little too late, while Dad Richard's words come out sharp and cutting. I'm tired. Can you please leave? I close my eyes, aching all over. I have no mood left to explain anything to them, and Richard still tries to say something more, but Linda quickly pulls him out. Not long after, Linda's phone starts ringing. Hello, this is Ethan's doctor. He didn't take his report home with him today. An older man's voice comes through the line. Nothing serious, right? I understood. Linda waves her hand with a smile and even thanks Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller stays silent for a moment. He didn't tell you for your sake, but as his parents, I believe you have the right to know the truth. You're kinda scaring me, doctor. My son has always been perfectly healthy. Linda waves it off with a laugh, and Dr. Miller continues in a sincere voice. Your son has late-stage stomach cancer. There is nothing more we can do. He has only 3 months left. Doctor, you must be joking. My son is perfectly healthy, no coughing, no sneezing. How is this possible? Somehow, in that moment, Linda starts to feel afraid. Professional machines don't make mistakes with results like these. Dr. Miller's tone is flat. After hanging up, Linda just stands frozen in place. No, I have to go ask Ethan. Panic burns in Linda's eyes, and she rushes upstairs at full speed. In the bedroom, I'm sleeping peacefully. Linda stares at my quiet face, and a nameless ache twists inside her chest. That night, lying in bed, Linda thinks about so many things, and suddenly realizes she has never really given her son anything. I still remembers the time he said he wanted durian, but because Lily didn't like the smell, I just told him, you have to give in to your sister as the older brother. One time, he happily told us he had scored a perfect 100 on every